YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy Scrap here. Today, I got an updated class video, settings video for you guys. I know you guys been asking me. I know it's a bit late, but hey, better late than never, am I right? Let's get into it. All right, boys. So first, we're going to go over like my controller settings, graphic settings, audio settings, stuff, all like that. To be honest, I'm not a big settings guy. I don't switch a lot of things. I just basically put everything on low for the graphic settings. And for my controller, I don't really switch too much about this. Basically just my sense, my dead zones and stuff like that, and maybe a few other things. But basically I play 1.6 cents on both. I know before they switched it, I played on 6.6. I don't really know the equivalent to it, but 1.6 for me has felt pretty good. And I'm not a big like tweaker on like switching my settings, stuff like that. So I'm probably going to keep this for probably the rest of the year. As you can see, I play default stick and button layout. I don't have any of this on. I don't play switch, so I use my triggers, right? I pulled my triggers all the way down. Some people use mouse click or digital taps as they're called, but I've always just like pulling it trigger down all the way and just how the controller always felt. So I definitely don't switch that. The vibration on doesn't really matter for me because I take the rumbles out of my controller, basically meaning even if this is on or off, I don't have what's in the controller to make it vibrate. So I don't play with that on. And then my dead zones. I know a lot of people ask me about my dead zones, but truly, it's based on your controller, if I'm going to be honest. It's completely based on your controller. Some controllers are going to have more stick drift than others. I play on 3-3 for both minimums, basically meaning if I move my left stick, right? I don't really know how far, but basically the higher the number minimum, the more you have to move your stick for it to move. And then the max is basically the max radius of the outside. So I don't have to go all the way outside my controller to get to the max point of it. So I bring that to about like 80, so it doesn't have to go all the way, and my movement can be more like fluid. And then obviously my right stick's gonna be at 99 because I just want the most aim. Like it's basically for your aiming, your right stick. It just basically helps me with, you know, aiming. It's always what worked for me. If you have stick drift, like basically if your stick's moving by itself, then move the minimum numbers up until it stops moving, basically. 3, I can't lie, I like a little bit of stick drift. I like feeling like my stick's feeling a bit loose. So it's at 3, and I do have a little bit, but it doesn't really bother me, and it's not really like breaking my controller. So I kind of play with it. And then triggers, if you have digital tap triggers, like I said, this won't even matter. But if you don't, like me, I can put this all the way up, and I would have to pull my trigger way more down for my gun to shoot or even react. So I keep that on the lowest because I'm trying to shoot someone. Like what? And then let's hop into the aiming. I don't really switch any of this because it doesn't really matter. This is a big one, obviously, your aim response curve type. So if you're playing Call of Duty and you're not on dynamic, I truly don't know like if you're actually getting the full like feel of the game, because this is the most broken setting in Call of Duty, and it's the most broken setting in Call of Duty that's ever came into Call of Duty. So if you're not playing on your curve type dynamic, then you should put that shit on, because that shit's godlike. And yeah, this is basically just, you don't really need to switch any of this unless you like this custom sensitivity. Is basically if you want to put snipers on, you can make your higher scopes move faster, basically. Motion sense, I don't even know what this stuff is, boys. I keep that all off. Just put the first one off. You won't even have to deal with it. And yeah, let's hop into the movement. All right, so the movement on your controller, this is a big setting, the sprint assist. All the pros will have it on. A lot of people take tactical sprint assist, which is pretty much like you just run, like if you just move your controller, but we don't really play on that. So I play on a sprint assist, which basically if you push your left stick forward without touching it, you kind of get like a jog kind of with your gun up. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you don't have this on, the game's gonna feel really weird. Like this game is just built for this setting to be on. Make sure you guys have no delay on it and both of them on. You'll feel better like just moving in general. I don't play with mantle assist or crouch assist. And then corner slice, I do play on. It doesn't really matter if you have it on or off. I just like to feel like I'm locked in, like peeking around the corner, like keep me locked in a little bit more. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. Another thing, the slide die behavior. A lot of subs will play hybrid, basically meaning you could slide and dive. Most ARs will probably only have slide only on, because if you're an AR, you don't really need to be dolphin diving, and slide only feels better than tap to slide, because with tap to slide it gives you a bit of a delay. But yeah, that's basically only like the really main things I've switched besides this one. This one I've just switched recently because the whole league has started to switch over. Your tactical sprint activation. So like I said, in the league, you can't use ATS, but you can use single tap. It makes 0 sense because single tap is probably the most broken thing to give a pro player, if we're going to be honest. So yeah, everyone's been on single tap. Before it was GA'd, but I guess people think you can't control it. And yeah, so now I'm on single tap sprint because I'm not about to play at a disadvantage. You know what I mean? And then yeah, I haven't really switched anything else of here. Let's go to combat. Let's see if I've switched anything in here. No. This is basically just like I haven't really switched anything. I haven't even looked at these, to be honest. I just take off weapon mount because I just think I squeeze my controller when I play, so I don't like to get like caught on things and stuff like that. But yeah, that is going to be my controller settings. Let's hop into the graphics. I would definitely recommend, if you like, for some reason, if you're playing on PC and you tab in and out, it will like put your thing to full screen exclusive, to borderless. And for me, just a mental thing, I always want to check and make sure that it's on exclusive. I don't know why, but it just feels the best. Obviously, I play on your display settings are going to be the monitor you have, so yours might look obviously a bit different to mine. But if you can, try to like play on 240 hertz. If you can have a monitor like that, it probably will feel the best. The low latency on plus boost. To be honest, boys, I don't know a lot about graphics settings. I don't really know if this does, but this is what I've just been told by other people. And for quality, I just know that you should play on like a lot of low settings, to be honest. But I would say upscaling for I always use Fidelity Cast. This is what I've been using for a couple of years now. That's probably a big one, and you can obviously put that to 100 and it'll make your game look pretty crisp. And then basically everything else, boys, I just put on low. I play with bullet impacts on, basically like bullet holes in the walls, because I need to see like something. Basically everything on low. Yeah, the view is basically your FOV, your stuff that, you know, how your camera's gonna look in game, how you're gonna see the screen. I play on 98. If you're a sub, you're gonna play on a bit higher, probably maybe 100, 103. I think some people are on 105, but probably about 100 to 103 is about what subs will run. ARs maybe a bit lower. Big setting in this is both your weapon motion blur and world motion blur. Basically, when you're moving around, it's like mad blurry. Like that's because you have motion blur on, and like you could just look at this thing up here. I mean, my face cam is blocking this, but the gun is just mad blurry on the right side when you're turning. It's small, but once you notice it, it really can mess with you. And then the two things under it, the first person camera movement, third person doesn't really matter, but first person, definitely put that to 50%. That basically means when you're sliding around and stuff, you're not gonna feel like you're actually in the game. Like you're gonna like not get the camera motion as if he's sliding. And after that, that's basically the graphics settings. Not too much. Remember, like I said, everything on low, and then this is just like how you want your camera to feel. And then your display is basically just your own monitor. So let's hop into the audio settings. So for the audio settings, I play at home. I play on a Go XLR. So if you guys see, right, like you see all I could split up all the audio channels. But at my facility, I would be playing with a mix amp. So if this, right, I have an Astro mix amp, I would put it to Astro Pro Voice. And basically that's what feels best to me. Audio mix is a big one. Basically how footsteps sound, how everything sounds. I play Sucker Punch. I don't know. I got on the game and that's what felt nice to me. And that's what I've been using. I think a lot of pros are on that as well. But my audio settings isn't anything crazy. I haven't even been here, to be honest. But yeah, nothing crazy. Voice chat, obviously nothing crazy as well. It's just gonna be whatever you want. And yeah, that's going to be the settings. Let's go into the loadout. All right, boys, this is going to be my AMES class for the year, probably. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to be for the year because right now this gun is awful. Respectfully, it's not awful. It's a good gun, but just the sub is just so much better. But this is what I've been running. So basically nothing's really changed. Like only a few things have changed since like my first class in the beginning of the game. I used to run the AccuSpot, I think it's called. But I switched to Kepler. I've used ported compensator because this is one of the most broken attachments in the game. Like you could just see first shot recoil control. Basically, you could just like snap onto someone, you're zapping instantly. Reinforce is just the best barrel for it. Damage range and bullet velocity is what you want. And the reason that I use Commando, a lot of other ARs you might use, I actually am not sure. I don't really pay attention to what they use, but I feel like they use ergonomic. It just makes or ergonomic. Yeah, a lot of people use that. CQB, I don't think people use that, or quick draw. The reason I use Commando is because, like I said, I don't dive. So in a lot of my gunfights, and people, like I said, they think I don't slide, but I just like ironing, bro. I like running around and just getting my gun up. So I like using Commando because that's what's going to fit best for my playstyle. You know what I mean? I really am heavily on like the rear grip in this game, especially, is basically just your playstyle. It's just basically how you like to play. Like if I was like flying around and stuff and like sliding and dolphin diving and shit like that, I'd probably use ergonomic. I'm probably gonna stick to commando until I start getting shit on. Like I got shit on the other day. 6 kills. That shit might be changing soon. You never know. 6 kills, like that's unbelievable. That's unacceptable. We might be going into the class after. And then the last attachment is the recoil springs. Honestly, you can run recoil springs or you can run vertical grip. They basically do the same thing. Basically just helps with the recoil control. That's going to be the AMES class. Let's hop into the rest of the loadout. All right, so I use the Strider 22 pistol. You can only use in the league, you can only use like movement attachments. So I use fast mag 2 and ergonomic grip. Basically just run around. I use a concussion frag, obviously, and then ninja fast hands, double time, and flag with a trophy. That's basically what I'm running for the whole year, and just, you know, shitting on kids with, basically. Let's hop into the sub. Like you guys said, I'm not a sub player, but I can definitely pull it out, and I can run through it for you guys. I play against it every day. I know what it does. It's the God gun, bro. It's the God gun. You'll hear everyone say it. You'll hear this fake sub propaganda that the AMES is unbelievable. This shit's godlike. Okay, this shit's unbelievable. And let's go through it. Comp. Reinforced, Ranger. I can't even talk about the attachments because I don't really know what they do. I just know that they're blowing people away, basically. I just know that these attachments are blowing people away. It's what a lot of subs run. Ranger, balance stock, ergonomic, with the same Strider pistol and the same perks. And yeah, run around, single tap. You guys will have a blast. Basically just frying and melting people, just incinerating them. All right, boys, that is going to be the class setup and the settings video. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all the support on the YouTube channel. I can't lie, the YouTube has been going crazy ever since I started it. I think we have over like 10 million views on the channel. We hit like 60K subs in less than a year. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna keep trying to like, you know, create some content. I'm trying to figure out what we can do. If you guys are new, I stream a lot. I stream almost every day. If you guys want to check it out, it will be in the comments or the description, whatever it is, I forget. But yeah, come check it out. Come drop a follow. I'd appreciate it. We have a fun time. It's a good vibe over there. I appreciate all the support, guys. Everyone have a good one, and peace out.
I'm young, rich, and black, so you know I'm a threat.